All right, let's restart the application in here, and fingers crossed we should have one migration which is applied. And sure enough, you can see that in here, database, basically Postgres, and we have successfully validated one migration, the current version. So it was an empty schema, and then migrating schema public to version 1, initial setup, successfully applied one migration, and we are good to go. Let's now inspect the database. Awesome. So before you saw that we had only one relation, but if I type \d once more, you can see that we have the customer. So we have actually two more things, right? So we've got the customer table in here, but also we have the sequence. We have the sequence. Now, this sequence right here is created for us because of the big serial. Back to IntelliJ, so remember in here, big and then serial. So this internally creates the sequence for us, which is this one right here. Now the name is as follows. It's the table name, so it actually generates the name for us. So it's composed of the table name, so the table name is customer, underscore, and then ID. So the ID is the column, and then underscore sec for sequence. So this is how the name is generated. Table name plus the column and then plus the sequence. So sec, right? Now let's basically look into this table first, and then I'll show you the sequence. So the table right here, so \d and then customer. So you can see that we have column in here. We've got ID, name, email, and age. The ID is a big integer. So even though when we created the table, we said big serial. But as I said, big serial is just so that it creates the sequence for us. But the type is big int. And then the default value here, so the default value, so we don't specify the value when we create the record, but the next value is next val customer ID sequence. So basically it just looks into the sequence and it tells us what is the next value. That's all it does. Then name, we said text, not null, and then email, text, not null, and then age, which is integer, as well as not null. And then we have one index for the primary key. So anytime that you create the primary key, you get an index by default, so that the queries where the ID is used in the where clause, they are super fast. Next, let me show you the sequence.